Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Ben. This is Ben Talks Balls, and welcome back to another Manchester United review. Today will be, of course, talking about Manchester United's most recent performance against Crystal Palace. Let's of course get started by talking about the two scorers, Anthony Martial and Marcus Rashford, in a reverse order, sealing the 3 points for Manchester United in their push for the Champions League spots, which is of course now a top 4 battle, hearing that the CAS review has allowed Manchester City to completely compete in the Champions League in the following season. Manchester United, again, they started rather poorly in this game. They allowed Crystal Palace to pressure them off the ball. They allowed Crystal Palace to hamper their build-up play, and Paul Pogba yet again getting caught on the ball several times, making the sloppy wrong pass, taking an extra touch on the ball, allowing the Crystal Palace defenders to harry him off the ball and steal space to run into. I think that's poor. I hope Pogba does improve on that aspect. You did see towards the end of the game Paul Pogba improving in terms of his overall comfortability on the ball. He spurred the play, one touch. You want to see that. You don't want to see him taking an extra touch, allowing the pressure to come onto him, because I don't think he reacts that well towards pressure, considering what we've seen against Southampton and Crystal Palace. Of course, Manchester United were rather sloppy again. They looked very leggy again, which is really worrying for me. I would like to comment on certain performances. I'll start by, of course, talking about Scott McTominay, who started over Nemanja Matic, who was probably rested due to the FA Cup semi-final against Chelsea coming up. McTominay, I feel he did not offer, and he didn't bring to the table what Matic usually brings to the table. Matic doesn't only offer fantastic defensive cover for Pogba and Fernandes, but his distribution of the ball is top-notch. He has this innate ability to search for a pass first time, release out of his feet first time, and I don't think McTominay offers that at the moment. I feel he takes far too long on the ball, which just closes off the space. It blocks our centre forwards, blocks our forwards from receiving the ball quickly, and that's poor. I think McTominay needs to improve that. That's a bit of a mental aspect of the game. Something Matic has over him is overall in-game intelligence, and you can tell how intelligent Nemanja Matic is in that aspect, of course. Another thing, Scott McTominay doesn't cover for Bruno Fernandes and Paul Pogba as well, because he likes to bomb forward a lot. It's in his natural instinct as a more box-to-box player to progress the ball forward and run forward to hopefully get on the end of a ball on the edge of the area. That's not something Nemanja Matic does. Nemanja Matic likes to sit in between the centre halves, and he likes to really cover for his fellow midfielders. If Scott McTominay is to be Manchester United's future holding midfielder, then he needs to improve on his discipline in that sense, tactical discipline overall for him. We clearly saw how good we played with Matic coming on for McTominay in the second half. Paul Pogba played really well. When McTominay was brought off for Matic and he looked a lot more comfortable, he got involved a lot more in the final third, because he was giving the freedom to not, have to come back and do more defensive duties next to McTominay. That's unfortunate. He's 23, but he's rather young. He's inexperienced in a sense, and I really hope he'll improve in terms of that tactical aspect of the game, his discipline, and his overall game-reading intelligence. That'll only improve as he matures, and I really hope that the mentorship of Nemanja Matic can improve that development of his game. Another player that was introduced into the starting 11 for the first time since 2017, I believe, Timothy Fosu-Mensah, starting at left back, ahead of course, the injured Brendan Williams and Luke Shaw. I think he had an alright game. He didn't perform particularly well in attack. I think he could do a lot better. He made some good overlaps to take some defenders out of the equation, but in terms of his ability on the ball in that sense, I feel he's not naturally left-footed, so he struggled to bring the ball forward. And defensive-wise, I think he did an alright job keeping Townsend shut. And of course, I feel he did make some poor fouls several times, but it's his first game in a long while. I think he had a solid performance. Do I expect him to perform there in the next few games? I don't think so. But solid performance from Timothy Fosu-Mensah. I'm happy to see that. A lot of people forgot he was in the squad. They forgot he even existed. But he's there, and he was a very promising prospect under Louis van Gaal back in the past, playing as a right back, playing as a centre midfielder, even playing as a centre back at times. Hopefully he might have a future at Manchester United and he does improve, because he's still rather young. He's only a year older than McTominay. Another player, of course, who I feel had a poor performance was Aaron Wan-Bissaka. I don't know. I feel like he's deteriorated going backwards. What was always known about Wan-Bissaka is his ability to defend, his ability to just make tackle after tackle. I don't feel he's shown that post-restart. I feel he's been a lot worse defensively, probably down to his development going forward, but I just hope he doesn't forget how to defend, because I feel at times he allowed way too much space for the likes of Wilfried Zaha and at times Patrick Van Aanholt. I hope Aaron Wan-Bissaka can return to his brilliant best in terms of his defensive ability, as well as, of course, improving forward. You saw towards the end of the game, he nutmegged the defender and made a brilliant no-look pass. You want to see more of that from Aaron Wan-Bissaka. I hope he can prove to show that in the future. Overall, Victor Lindelof and Harry Maguire, they had solid games. Victor Lindelof gave the ball away cheaply a few times, but he made solid interceptions and he cleared the ball when he needed to. David De Gea, of course, making stunning stops. I think it was 3 or 4 brilliant saves to keep United and keep the clean sheet well. Now, of course, let's talk about the front four. Anthony Martial, Marcus Rashford, Mason Greenwood, and Bruno Fernandes. For Mason Greenwood's case, I think he's still suffering from the ankle injury he sustained against Southampton. He looked a bit leggy. He scuffed the ball a couple times. Well, that one pass from Martial brilliantly into his path, I feel that should have been a goal. But Greenwood scuffed the shot. I think he's not his usual self, clinical and ruthless in terms of finishing. I hope he can recover fully to face Chelsea. We can only hope that he does. On to the brilliant dynamic duo that is, of course, Anthony Martial and Marcus Rashford, who have been phenomenal this season. They are top scorers with 22 goals apiece. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's front forward men have absolutely impressed this season. They were absolutely brilliant. Anthony Martial combining with Marcus Rashford, of course, you saw how good Rashford was for the second goal, picking up the ball, dribbling past true defenders incredibly, and the composure to pick out the pass to Anthony Martial to convert into the bottom corner. That is what you love to see. The partnership these two are having on and off the pitch is really great to see. You saw how Anthony Martial defended Marcus Rashford when Wilfried Zaha had a go at him for, I think it was a rather poor tackle. He was holding up Zaha's leg. I don't know how we got a free kick from that, but anyways, these two are brilliant. They've got 22 goals. I believe Anthony Martial, with his 17th goal of the season, is the first Frenchman to reach that tally since Nicolas Anelka under Carlo Ancelotti in their brilliant title-winning season. I'm really pleased to see these two improve, and again, they've been our two best performers in this game as well as the Southampton game previously. Anthony Martial's overall play was absolutely brilliant once again. You saw how he held up the ball, you saw how he linked up the play brilliantly, making runs left to draw defenders out of position, creating space for his teammates. He's been absolutely phenomenal, and I think in terms of being an overall player, an overall centre forward, he's improved tremendously on Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. A lot of credit has to go to the Norwegian, and Martial is reaping the benefits of his management. He is one of the best strikers in the league, that is without a debate. Certainly, if you can't accept that fact, then there's something wrong with you. He's got 22 goals, despite being 2 months out injured early in the year. Marcus Rashford having probably the best game he's had post-restart. I think he was man of the match. A lot of people are saying Bruno Fernandes. I disagree completely, because Bruno Fernandes, I feel once more, had a sloppy game in terms of his overall play. He overhit balls once more, and he gave the ball away cheaply in terms of not finding that killer pass. It is important to note, though, he was absolutely instrumental in both our goals. Without him, we would have never scored the first goal. Picking up the ball brilliantly from, I believe, Scott McTominay. First time to Martial, receiving the ball back and playing a brilliant disguise ball towards Rashford, who finished, of course, sublimely. His contribution in the second goal again, slotting the ball through the defender's legs towards Marcus Rashford, who put it on the plate for Martial to finish into the bottom corner, as I said earlier. Now, on to the case of Crystal Palace's disallowed goal, though I think it should have been disallowed, under the context of VAR, which says only clear and obvious errors would be reviewed and disallowed. It should not be disallowed. Unfortunate for Crystal Palace, but I couldn't care less. Manchester United, 3 points, important 3 points to keep the push for the top four. 19 games unbeaten, and that is the best since Mourinho's run back in the 16-17 season, where I think we went 25 games unbeaten until we lost against Arsenal. I believe Scott McTominay made his debut in that game even. Anyways, Manchester United now moving on to the FA Cup semi-final against Chelsea. If I'm going to give a little teaser for my predictions, unfortunately, I do not think we will beat Chelsea. I just think there's something about the fixture. Frank Lampard will be looking to prove a point against Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Having already lost 3 times to the Norwegian this season, I think Lampard's Chelsea will be wanting to prove a point and will be really relishing the chance to beat Manchester United at Wembley. Let's not talk about the negatives. Manchester United just won 3 points against Crystal Palace, level in points with Leicester. Overall, let's be positive. Manchester United will get top 4. Let's just say that. Anyways, thank you so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy, like, comment, share, subscribe, do all that, and I'll see you all next time.